Saturday summary. Meteorologist Joe Bastardi here with weatherbell and taking a look at what I think are the two big precipitation events. And this is something we've been watching for 4 or 5 days now. The idea that there will be northeast snow, and this is the accumulation I have forecasted for the Tuesday-Wednesday period. You see the 4 inches extending from the southwest corner of Pennsylvania up into southern New England with an 8-inch band extending from extreme eastern Pennsylvania on through the interior part of southern New England. And that means New York City, it looks like they're going to get their second accumulating snow of November, and that hasn't happened since 1938. What's interesting about that is, for you hurricane fanatics out there, 1938 was the year of the monster hurricane, and of course we had Sandy this year. There's no direct relation to such things, but it is just interesting in pointing it out. The other big weather event, precipitation-wise, is on the West Coast, where the trough that's sitting off the West Coast is going to slam into the West Coast later this week. Excessive rainfalls, central California. I'm sure that will make news headlines. Now, when we look at the evolution of the 500 millibar hemispheric, here's a trough in 96 hours in the eastern part of the United States. I know these are hard to see, but if you go to our site, I usually do more detailed analysis of this type of thing. Big trough going into Europe over here, trough in the east, trough Gulf of Alaska, blocking developing over the top, so things are switching around as far as the blocking situation goes, and that's something that becomes very important, because the ridge does come east for a while, and we get a 3 to 5 day warm up coming across the country into the northeastern part of the United States. Here's a trough coming into the West Coast, but this can't hold here. And this can't hold here because of the blocking over the top. Severe cold into Europe with this type of situation, much like December of 2010. So we go out to 288. Look at the blocking all across the top over here. So the jet is beginning to develop underneath. And you can see this vast negative, what we call North Atlantic oscillation. In fact, we've got two troughs here that look very similar to each other. And almost the exact opposite situation of what was setting up last year, where we had all this ridging going on into the North Atlantic. So you can expect the weather to turn the opposite way. And then we go out to 384. There's the trough back in the east, trough in the Gulf of Alaska. And what should happen here is that this backs a little bit more, and this trough really gets deep middle and late December, and some of the modeling is showing that. Of course, these models are off our weatherbell site, and I'll tell you what, we've got so much stuff on there that if you love the weather, I mean, for 50 cents a day, when you think about it, it's worth its weight in gold, so to speak. Besides, if you don't like me, we got Dr. Ryan Maury and Joe DeLeo. How's that? Okay, take a look at the Arctic oscillation dipping into the tank and staying down here for the next 15 days. Again, this comes in right off the GFS Ensemble site. Dr. Maury's developed it. And there's the North Atlantic oscillation. This means that any warm-up that tries to occur will not be long for this world. So we see the first 5 days quite warm, or excuse me, quite cold in the east, very warm in the west, and then you see the middle 5 days, we start getting that trough to come in, so it's cooling in the west, the warmth is coming out. Now, when you look at this, the back 5 days, oh, that's pretty warm. But let's remember, it starts warm and is turning colder because, after all, we're heading toward this 500 millibar field. We're in the version here that is warmer here at 288, and certainly at 192. So what happens is 192 is day 8, and then there's day 12. And then by the time we get out to day 16, things are switching around. So this is going to turn colder again right after that. So that's something that to be concerned about. Speaking of cold, look at this in Europe, week 2, and look at this globally. The entire Russian part of Asia here, just ice cold. Another area of ice cold here, getting ready to surge back to the southeast. Europe, of course, is cold. I mean, population-wise, look, we're all the way into China here. Just some nasty, nasty things happening. And again, a blend of December 2010 and 2009 seems to be on the charts. Now, I have a theory as to that, and I've outlined it on weatherbell.com, the premium site. You can read all the stuff that we're up to on that. As always, enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got.